Welcome to Comfort TV, the channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. I am Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, President Tinubu returns to Abuja after a 10-day visit to Lagos. Federal government's German partner launches livelihood empowerment for 6,389 households in Yobe. FCT minister urged to stop allocating, converting green areas. Vice President Shettima says Nigeria is greater than Pengassan. Citizen Monitors unveils election monitoring web app ahead of Anambra governorship polls. Lawyers threaten to boycott 2025 Oyo legal year. On business, NNPC CEO eyes 1.8 million barrels daily per year, and Ellen urges lessons to register lease agreements with ELRA to boost economy. On foreign scene, heavy snowfall kills one and leaves hundreds wounded in China. And on sports, 3 African countries qualify for FIFA Under-20 World Cup knockout stages. Now the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday returned to Abuja following a 10-day visit to Lagos State. The development was confirmed in a statement by President Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The president had arrived in Lagos on Friday, September 26, after attending the coronation of His Imperial Majesty, the Olubadan of Ibadanland, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, in Ibadan. During his visit to the nation's commercial capital, President Tinubu met with key investors, including CEO of Global Infrastructure Partners, Mr. Bayo Ogunlesi, and former chairman of United Bank for Nigeria and Etisalat, and now chairman of Metis Capital Partners, Kim Bello Osagi. He also received the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, IMO, Mr. Arsenio Dominguez, alongside the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, and other heads of maritime agencies. The president reaffirmed his administration's commitment to developing Nigeria's maritime sector as a viable alternative to fossil energy. On the eve of Nigeria's 65th Independence Day, President Tinubu visited Imo State to commission projects undertaken by Governor Hope Uzodinma and unveiled a book authored by the governor chronicling 10 years of APC's governance in Nigeria. On Saturday, October 4, the president visited Jos Plateau State to attend the burial of Mama Lydia Yilwada, mother of APC Chairman Professor Natanmi Yilwada. At the funeral, President Tinubu paid tribute and assured Christian communities in northern Nigeria of his administration's commitment to fairness and equity among all religious groups. The Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development of the German government, in collaboration with World Food Programme WFP and Care Nigeria, is set to empower a total of 6,389 households in Yobe State. The area manager, Care Nigeria, Mr. Abacha Abubakar, stated this to newsmen at state-level stakeholders' inception meeting on resilience and social cohesion held in Damaturu, Yobe State. According to him, the Resilience and Social Cohesion Project is a joint initiative that seeks to restore essential services and rebuild livelihood to drive sustainable transformation in the state. He said the households will be trained and empowered with agri inputs, crop processing machines, and stipends to improve their livelihood. He further said the project's goal was to increase the productivity and revenue of 6,389 smallholder farmers and households in the agri value chain and improve the economic status of 31,945 individuals. According to him, the project is targeting 5 wards in Jakusko local government areas to ensure that those households improved their dietary diversification and access to financial services through village savings and loan associations. In his remark, the head of World Food Programme Damaturu Sub-Office, Yobe State, Mr. Owen Mangana, said the WFP is committed to supporting the livelihood of farmers in the northeastern region. A group of housing sector stakeholders has urged the Minister of Federal Capital Territory FCT H.A. Nyesom Wike to halt the allocation and conversion of designated green areas in Abuja for other users. The group, known as Housing Development Advocacy Network, explained that such allocation or conversion threatens the city's environmental sustainability urban planning, integrity, and quality of life of its residents. HDAN raised alarm when it observed that parks, gardens, and buffer zones originally reserved as a green area of the city are now being eroded through indiscriminate land allocations for commercial and residential developments. The group said the trend, if left unchecked, could plunge the capital into severe environmental, social, and infrastructural crisis. The group's executive director, Mr. Festus Adebayo, said that green areas are essential for regulating urban temperature, improving air quality, reducing flooding, and providing much-needed recreational spaces for families and communities, warning that turning such spaces into concrete jungles poses long-term dangers to the environment and undermines Abuja's original vision as a model city. He disclosed that HDAN had received multiple reports from stakeholders in housing, real estate, and environmental protection sectors raising concerns about the increasing loss of green zones. Residents have also raised alarm about the conversion of Abuja's designated green belt into estates and private developments. In several districts such as Guzape, Maitama, Wuse, Katampe, and Kado, areas originally marked as utility corridors and environmental buffers have all been fenced, cleared, and built upon. Environmental experts have added that siting structures near waterways and directly under power transmission lines not only violates safety standards, but also heightens the risk of disasters. The executive director called for stronger collaboration with urban planners, environmentalists, and housing advocates to create sustainable solutions for development without compromising green infrastructure. The federal government on Monday emphasized the critical importance of the 650,000 barrel per day Dangote refinery, declaring that it must be supported at all costs to succeed. The government's position was stated by Vice President Kashim Shettima and emphasized by Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Bagudu, at the opening of the Nigerian Economic Summit 2025 in Abuja. The government said the $20 billion facility is a national asset that must be supported to function. Following last week's industrial action by all workers under the aegis of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and Pengasan, Vice President Shettima declared that Nigeria is greater than Pengasan. He said that Aliko Dangote was not an individual but an institution, and that he was leading light in Nigeria's economic parliament. He called for caution, retrospection, and a deeper sense of patriotism from both labor and the organized private sector. Ahead of the Anambra governorship election scheduled for Saturday, November 8, 2025, Citizen Monitors, a civic tech platform committed to transforming citizens' evidence into public accountability, has announced the official rollout of its new election monitoring web application. According to the platform, the innovative tool is designed to empower citizens to take an active role in ensuring electoral transparency and integrity by documenting and verifying events as they unfold at polling units across the state. Though the platform users will be able to capture upload and share photos, videos, and written reports directly from polling stations, enabling real-time documentation of both compliance and irregularities. In a statement released by the Citizen Monitors team, the organization explained that the web application serves as a digital bridge between citizens, observers, and accountability institutions, creating a publicly accessible evidence base for credible and transparent elections. The platform called on voters, youth groups, journalists, and civil society actors to actively engage with the app, noting that collective vigilance remains the key to deepening democracy and ensuring that the forthcoming Anambra election reflects the true will of the people. Muslim lawyers in Oyo State have threatened to boycott the 2025 Oyo State Judiciary New Legal Year service. According to lawyers, the resolution to boycott the program was reached by members in the general meeting of the association on September 7, 2025. A statement jointly signed by the chairman of the association, I.A. Saka Esquire, and Secretary Esquire Mukhtar Aderowa said the boycott was as a result of the decision of the judiciary to move venue of the program from the Ibadan Central Mosque Ojaba to a new venue without regard for opinion of Muslim lawyers as stakeholders of the program. The statement also said that the judiciary has abolished the goodwill messages that NBA, Mulan, and Muslim community of Oyo State traditionally give at the program, thus depriving them the opportunity to air their views on important issues within the justice system and the polity at large. Consequently, the association resolved that all Muslim lawyers should boycott the legal year service for that year. They added that it was important to comply with the decision in order to restore the honor of the association and to obey the directive of their leaders as enjoined by Allah in the Holy Quran. Comfort TV, the channel's news, returns shortly with business, foreign and sports news. Stay tuned. Many thanks for staying tuned. This is Comfort TV, the channel news on business. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, is making significant strides towards meeting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ambitious production target, with the company's group CEO, Mr. Bayo Ojulari, reporting substantial progress following a recent briefing with the nation's leader. Fielding questions from journalists shortly after the meeting with the president, Mr. Ojulari provided updates on the state-owned oil company's performance and its roadmap to achieve the government's energy goals. The NNPCL chief revealed that the companies achieved a major milestone last month, recording approximately 1.68 million barrels per day of oil production. The oil company CEO said the company also set a new benchmark in gas production, with output exceeding 7 billion cubic feet per day. With maintenance work completed in August and September now bearing fruit, the NNPCL boss expressed optimism about near-term prospects. Addressing recent disruptions, Mr. Ojulari acknowledged the costly impact of industrial action stemming from a dispute between the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, and the Dangote refinery. The positive production trends and successful resolution of the recent strike position NNPCL to continue its trajectory towards meeting the government's ambitious targets, which are crucial for Nigeria's economic recovery and energy security. Still on business, the Equipment Leasing Association of Nigeria, ELAN, has urged lessors and leasing companies to register all lease agreements with the Equipment Leasing Registration Authority, ELRA, describing the move as crucial to strengthening Nigeria's economy. This was contained in a statement made available to reporters in Abuja by Head Media and Corporate Communication, ELRA, Mr. Adebola Brooksclean. He said that leasing remains a key financing option for businesses, especially in sectors such as agriculture, construction, transportation, healthcare, and manufacturing, where access to equipment is critical for growth. Executive Secretary of ELAN, Mr. Andrew Emonua, in the statement explained that proper registration of lease agreements will enhance transparency, provide accurate industry data, strengthen investor confidence, and support policy formulation for the sector's expansion. He added that compliance with registration requirements would stimulate capital formation, create jobs, and improve access to essential equipment for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, which are vital to Nigeria's economic development. He reaffirmed ELRA's commitment under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Finance to foster transparency, innovation, and accountability in the leasing sector. According to him, the agency will continue to provide an enabling environment that ensures the leasing industry contributes meaningfully to national development. On the foreign scene, one hiker has died and hundreds of others have been rescued after sudden heavy snowfall in China's northwest and western mountain regions over the weekend. More than 200 hikers trapped by the weather near the eastern face of Mount Everest were expected to be gradually making their way to safety. Outdoor enthusiasts have flocked to the country's famous beauty spots in recent days, taking advantage of an 8-day national holiday, but many have been caught out by unexpected extreme weather conditions. A hiker in northwest Kinghai's Tiger Valley died from hypothermia and altitude sickness, and more than 130 others were retrieved from the same region after hundreds of rescuers and 2 drones were deployed. Over the border in Nepal and India, landslides and floods triggered by heavy downpours have killed more than 70 people as rescue workers struggle to reach cut-off communities in remote mountainous terrain. France is thrown into chaos after Sébastien Lecornu, who was appointed Prime Minister a month ago, resigned. Both left and hard-right parties in the country are now calling for snap parliamentary elections and for President Emmanuel Macron to resign. French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu resigned on Monday, just a day after naming his government and less than a month in office. The Elysee Palace announced that President Emmanuel Macron has accepted the resignation. Just mere hours before his resignation, he named the key members of his cabinet. He faced furious criticism from opposition parties and some of Macron's minority coalition partners after he announced a government full of ministers who were holdovers from the last government and had already served in high-level posts. The unchanged government, which resembled predecessor Francois Bayrou's cabinet, was dominated once again by Macron's allies. Parties from both the left and far right were to hold meetings on Monday to decide whether or not to oust Lecornu in a low-confidence vote, but Lecornu decided to leave before that happened since the government seemed like it was already on the verge of collapse. He is the third French prime minister in a year that was filled with political crisis for the country. He is also the seventh prime minister across Macron's term. The French president, who is a centrist, had earlier faced criticism when he opted to pick one of his closest allies as prime minister rather than broaden the government's appeal across the political spectrum. On sports, 3 of the 4 African countries that qualified for the Under-20 FIFA World Cup in Chile have advanced to the knockout stage of the tournament. Nigeria, Morocco, and South Africa secured their places in the next round following the conclusion of the group stage matches played in the early hours of Monday. Egypt, however, exited the competition after failing to progress from their group. Nigeria booked a spot in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup round of 16 as one of the best third-place teams thanks to a dramatic late penalty covenanted by Daniel Bamayi, which secured a crucial 1-1 draw against Colombia. Still in sports, Nigerian forward Palace Kunayi Akpana has added another milestone to her impressive basketball career after being named the foreign most valuable player (MVP) for the 2024-2025 season in the prestigious Lega Basket Femminile LBF Italy's top women's basketball league. The dynamic 28-year-old, who starts for BCC Dertona Basket, received the honor during the LBF Oscars ceremony held in Italy, an event that celebrates the standout players, coaches, and teams from the just concluded season. Kunayi Akpana's recognition came on the back of a spectacular campaign in which she recorded consistent double averages, showcasing her dominance in both scoring and rebounding throughout the season. Her remarkable performance not only elevated BCC Dertona's basket status in the league, but also reinforced her reputation as one of the most reliable and hardworking players in European women's basketball. Coaches and fans alike praised the leadership on and off the court, particularly her defensive presence, tireless energy, and ability to inspire her teammates in crucial moments. As she looks ahead to 2025-2026 season, Kunayi Akpana is expected to remain a cornerstone of BCC Dertona's basket's ambitions. With her wealth of experience, athleticism, and proven scoring ability, she'll be counted on to lead the team in their pursuit of top honors in the LBF. And that's our news bulletin for today. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu returns to Abuja after 10-day visit to Lagos. Federal government's German partner launches livelihood empowerment for 6,389 households in Yobe. FCT minister urged to stop allocating and converting green areas. Vice President Shatima says Nigeria is greater than Pangasen on business. NNPC CEO eyes 1.8 million barrels daily by year end. And the foreign scene heavy snowfall kills 1 and leaves hundreds wounded in China. On sports, 3 African countries qualify for FIFA Under-20 World Cup knockout stages. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. I am Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay connected, stay informed.